Authorization to access. This is continuation of initial setup part 1. The next step is to give authority to access the system. Click Authorization Setup here. You as the multi-district chair will have access to all data. To help you run the multi-district program, you can assign different people to handle different aspects of the multi-district program, such as correspondents, coordinators, inbound and outbound, treasurer, or such other titles that you deem appropriate to use in your multi-district setup. For these officers, you have to give them a user ID and the password for them to access the system. You need also to give them authority to have access to run the program. To start with, set up the titles for your multi-district officer. Scroll down here and choose. If you need to add new titles, click Add Title. A new screen will come up. Key in the title that you want to use. For example, we add Inbound Coordinator. After key in, click Add Title button. And the new title will be added in the scroll down here. See Inbound Coordinator. To change or delete a title, click Add Title again here. And then click the red X here. And the title will be taken out. Now we return to the main screen. After choosing a title, for example, we add a correspondent. For correspondent, we have to identify which area he is to handle. For example, we add a correspondent for Asia. We put Asia here under area. Then give him a user ID. I call him Asia 1 and then a password. And then I click Add User here. The new user will now be shown here in the lineup. After giving titles to all the officers in your district and giving them a user ID and password, remember to key in their email addresses. This is very important as this is what the system will use to feed back a new password to these officers in case they forgot their login password. You can go on to add as many titles for the different officers of your multi-district organization as needed. To delete an entry, just click the red X right beside here. For example, we're deleting the secretary. Click X here. You'll be asked to confirm again and click Sure. And this title and the person will be deleted from the system. Remember to click Save button after doing all the changes. If you have been using this system the previous year, you can also click Copy the year before and just modify the entries from there instead of doing everything from scratch. Next step is to set up level of authorization, controlling access of each officer. To the right side of the table is a list of items that need to be done to process an outbound application or inbound application. The yellow area is processing for outbound application, while the blue area is processing for inbound application. Work to be assigned includes write or read for the different processes involved in maintaining a youth exchange program. This is the area where you set up what each officer will do. You give each officer the authority to either read or write, which means he can modify entries. Now to set up authority for access, click the little squares here under each item to be done corresponding to each officer. Access is allowed when the check mark is put here on the square, and access is denied if there is no check mark on the square. For example, we give correspondents access to write remarks on the record of changes. Here we click here, and then we give him also authority for data entry. We click here on the right. Then we give him authority to read student data, photo, application form, guarantee form, read host information, read also monthly report, and so forth and so on. After giving access to all officers, click Save here on the upper right hand corner. This completes setting up accessibility to the system. Then click Return on the upper right corner here to close this page.